Hello, welcome to my Blender tutorial. It's not going to be too good, it's just to help you understand the whole interface, to be honest. So as you can see, it's currently looking at the default cube. It's kind of boring, obviously. We're just gonna hit 1 on the number pad, 5 to get to orthographic. You can see the 1 gets you to the view of the Z and X axes as if you're on the Y axis, and 3 switches to the side view, and obviously 7 to the top. 5 changing it between orthographic and perspective. If you're using a mouse and keyboard, then you should be able to just hold down the middle button, which is the scroller, so you can turn the view, scrolling in and out to zoom in and out, and that's it. Usually when you start up Blender for the first time, you have this active. Personally, I don't like this. It's kind of annoying. I just use hotkeys, which is G to grab and allows you to move it around. Right click to move it back to where it was, to its original position. R to turn it and rotate. And I believe it was S to scale. And obviously, well, obviously not obviously, by pressing S then Y, you can scale into the Y axis, grab into the Y axis, or rotate in the Y axis. And if you press Shift Y, you can scale in every direction except the Y axis, and you can do that with the same with the X and the Z. This works in everything, including obviously grab, except for the no, it does work in Shift Y as well. Learning everything new. Now, by pressing Tab, we go into the Edit mode from Object mode. Press 1 in a keypad, zoom in with a scroller, and press Shift R. Will do nothing, that's the wrong button. Control R gets the rim cut, allows you to select where you want to cut, and by doing the same thing again on here and scrolling up, you increase the amount of rim cuts. By pressing Z, you go into the wireframe mode, which allows you to select things behind walls. By the way, right click is to select. By pressing B once, you get a selection box allowing you to click and drag to select any area, and you're then able to move it around, scale it, and rotate it. By pressing X, you have the delete options. You can select vertices, edges, faces, all, edges and faces, only faces, and edge loop. I'm going to select vertices, and now by pressing Z you can see that it's now got a hole. By selecting the four corners and pressing F, it fills that with a face. By pressing Shift 3 or Shift 1 and Shift 7, you get the opposite side. So Shift 7 would be the bottom, Shift 3 will be the opposite side, and Shift 1 will be the back. Control 1, sorry, and Control 3 and Control 7, sorry, it's Control. I can select a rim cut, cut it in the middle, select all, and go to modifiers, which is a little spanner. By pressing a modifier, I can select any of these modifiers. The most important for you, it would be solidify, subdivision, and mirror. By selecting mirror and changing the axis to the y-axis, it's now mirrored in the y-axis. So, if I select everything down here, this side, cutting the vertices, whatever happens on this end happens on the opposite side. I can also press this button, so I can select them on this side as well. I'm going to drag this down to here to show you the next modifier. Subdivision surface adds more edge loops to, well, smooth it down. You can add as many as you want, or just change the view on up, and as you can see, it looks smoother from a far distance. Closer up, it's actually got loads of little subdivisions, which when you tab out of edit mode and click apply and tab back in, you can now select them, which is actually quite confusing. You don't really want to do this because it will confuse you. That's only to get a finished look afterwards, really. The last one would be solidify. To do this, I shall select faces, select mode, and down here, as you can see, you can have either face select, edge select, or vertices select, and vertices select being the most useful of them when you are editing. Anyway, I select this face, press delete or X, delete face, switch back to vertices select mode, add modifier, solidify, and as you can see, it has turned into a solid object, kind of. By increasing the thickness, it will increase the thickness of the walls and make it into an interior wall. By tabbing back out of edit mode, you can apply these modifiers. So now you can change these around as much as you want.